Get ready, start. I feel great pleasure to be with you this morning. This is the first conference of the state ministers in charge of the handloom sector since my government assumed office. At the outset, therefore, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. I have been informed that the All India Handloom Ministers Conference is being held after a long gap. I therefore appreciate the initiative taken by the Textile Minister Sri Rana for convening this meeting. Handloom is an important sector of our economy. It is also an important sector of our society if we measure importance in terms of the number of human hands that work in this sector, the larger number of mouths that depend on this sector and the social strata to which these families belong. Handloom is the largest unorganized economic activity in India next only to agriculture. It is an integral part of the rural and semi-rural socio-economic structure. With 3.8 million looms, this sector today provides employment to about 10 million persons, out of which 32% are scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Equally revealing is the fact that 60% of those working on handlooms are women. The sector accounts for about one fourth of the total cloth production in the country. Moreover, employment in this sector is spread nearly all over the country. Thus, we see how critical the handloom sector is to the simultaneous realization of several seemingly disparate national objectives: employment generation, rural development, social justice and empowerment, women's welfare, preservation and promotion of artisanry, and checking the migration of rural families to urban areas. Even a small but significant improvement in the economy of the handloom sector will result in tangible progress in all these directions. Hence, the first thought I would like to convey to the participants of this gathering is, let all of us keep in mind the centrality of the handloom sector in our overall economic management. All too often in this country, those who are unorganized also end up being uncared for. If we want to see India as a caring nation, if we want our governments to be seen as caring governments, then we must begin to deal with this sector with far greater attention, empathy, and accountability than has been the case so far. The National Agenda for Governance, which is the policy, has clearly proclaimed our commitment to the handloom sector, which shall help this sector. During the last 4 months, the Union Ministry of Textiles has been considering a number of measures for improving the lot of handloom weavers. The government has also taken the initiative to formulate a new textile policy in which the handloom sector will find its rightful place. This conference is a step forward in this direction since it provides a platform for interchange of views and experiences among the various states. In India, a handloom weaver is not just an economic agent adding his might to the GDP, rather, he symbolizes the country's vibrant territorial ethos. The handloom industry has a long tradition of excellence. The image of the loom is a feature of poetic tradition dating back to Vedas, in which there are references to the marvelously woven tissues and sumptuously designed apparel. Notwithstanding its antiquity, handloom is not a fossil of a bygone era but a living legacy of unrivaled craftsmanship that has displayed innate resilience to withstand and adapt itself to the demands of modern times. Each region in India typical tradition must be preserved. I would like to make a special mention about the northeastern region. The northeastern states account for 1.6 million domestic looms and over 3 lakhs commercial looms, and thus account for more than one third of the total looms in the country. Most of the weavers in the northeastern states are women. There is an imperative need into their problems of input, supply, design development, working capital requirements, marketing of products, so that the benefits reach the weavers. I would urge the ministers from the northeastern states to avail maximum advantage of the ongoing schemes. The handloom sector has many natural advantages whose leveraging would greatly elevate its overall performance. Handloom weavers do not use scarce resources. They do not need large capital. The need for streamlining and intensifying handloom activity is self evident on account of the fact that it is highly labor intensive. The capital output ratio is lower than most of other small and village industries. It makes little demand on conventional sources of energy and has no adverse ecological effect. In fact, financial, administrative, and managerial support to handloom, handicraft, khadi, village industries, and small scale industries will accelerate GDP growth rate with comparatively lower costs to the country. The handloom industry today may look small in terms of its tools and technology, but plays a pivotal role in our economy in terms of its employment potential. It is a natural productive asset and tradition at cottage level which has sustained and grown by transfer of skills for long. Stop.